ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय।
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि।
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्।
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि। रामानुजदया पात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्।
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் போரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு. She will show the page where we left it last time. So this is the Sanskrit portion. So we were saying some positive statement in the first two verses in this page, and now we are talking about the remedial measure or expiatory act for any mix-up of traditions. There are 4 types of traditions called siddhantas. Tradition is called siddhanta, meaning a conclusive closure. Conclusive closure. There is no mixture afterward. So now iti tatha uttara. So tatha uttaratra prayaschittadhyaye. Prayaschitta adhyaye. Adhyaya in the chapter, prayaschitta remedial measure, that is parihara, we call it in Tamil also, parihara in Sanskrit. So we have to atone for the sin committed by the priest in the temple. So in now Uttaratra, further here we are now going to see how to make purificatory rite, RITE, for such a lapse on the path of the priest. So we will have what are the aspects which we have to take care in order to avoid the mistakes, and if the mistakes are unknowingly done, how to rectify them. What is the way to rectify? So prasadascha tatha bimbo yena shastrena nirmito pratishthapya cha tena eva nitya adau pujayed harim. There is no let-up of Tiruvaradhanam, puja, worship of the Lord every day. So nitya adau. First worship should go to Hari, Lord Hari. Pujayed harim. Nitya adau. Those who know Tamil also can understand very easily. So adau first. So nitya adau. So daily first. So pujayed harim. Lord Vishnu has to be worshipped. Now, when? After which action? Pratisthapya. After consecrating. After making purificatory rite. Supposing the temple figure, Lord's figure, the campus, everything has been polluted by some shortcoming of the priest or any other employee of the temple, including the management. one has to renovate the temple. Samprokshanam, Kumbhabhishekaha. So again, what we call Kudamurukku Vila. So it should be done according to the procedure laid in the Pancaratra tradition. And there are two books as they know now. Pancharatram is a book, and there is Lakshmi Tantram, another book. So under Pancharatra, they have got many books called Padma Samhita, Ishvara Samhita, and so on. Every temple follows a particular Samhita. Samhita meaning almost like a Veda. Samhita is what you call a chapter. So rules, book of rules. Prasadascha. Prasadaha generally means palace. Even our home can be called palace if it is very big. Now only normally we say king's palace. So here it is, king is Lord Vishnu. So prasadaha. Again bimbaha, tatha, in the same way bimbaha, the divine figure, frame of the physical frame of the Lord, bimbaha. Yena shastrena nirmitam. By which shastra it has been established. So these two are very important. So palace in the sense the temple. The temple means all the paraphernalia of the temple, starting with the Gopuram, namely entrance, the tower. How many towers? On what side? Suppose Srirangam temple is taken into consideration, there are only three entrances. On the western side, there is no entrance. And you have to remember and rather read in the book also the history of the temple and the Shastra which is followed here. You must know that is Parameshwara Samhita is followed here. You should not say Ishvara Samhita can be followed or Padma Samhita can be followed. No. You have to very meticulously, carefully understand the previous history and find out what should be followed. So according to that particular Shastra, namely, otherwise called Radhanta or Siddhanta. Siddhanta meaning the end is successful. Radhanta is what we call the proposal is coming to an end. And we get involved very deeply into that. And then every day the Lord must be worshipped. So, yaha archayet anyamargena tatha cha archapakaha tu yaha. I think there's a spelling error in the printing mistake. Cha archapakaha. It should be archakaha. Otherwise, of course, one letter will be missing, and you have to find out how to edit this correctly. So, yaha archayet, one who worships. Archana, we call it in Sanskrit, whereas Tamil, Archanai. Then Anya Margena, supposing he adopts some other way, that is wrong. So Tatha in the same way, Archapakastu, I don't, it mean Archakastu, Yaha who is the Archaka, that is priest. We call it in Vaishnava term, some Bhattacharya. Bhattaha means scholar, Acharya means preceptor, teacher. He must know, he is in the know of things. He must know what is Pancharatra. So, Tau Ubhau. Supposing there are assistants to the priest. There are 11 priests in this temple, Srirangam temple, there are 11 priests. So when the turn comes to, when the duty is given to one of the 11, they must know what is what. Tau Ubhau, especially one who does the archa, worship, or one who is already the senior, rather, he has not the turn now. He has no turn now. He has no turn today. Tomorrow he will come and. So both of them are responsible. They cannot be irresponsible. So Kalushatmanu, if they are confused with the procedure of the temple, then what will happen? Rajnyaha Rashtrasya Vai. So both the kingdom and the king, rather the ruler of the country, our nation, plus the nation itself, that is all the people of the country, and Guroho, The teacher, one who taught these two priests how to worship and so on, so he will also have trouble. So what will happen? His family also will be infested with diseases. This we see by our direct eyes as a proof even today. Even today. And you can see people are full of diseases at home. Some type of disease, even serious like handicapped people, what we call matruttaranaligal. We say visually challenged, orally challenged, and so on. So we get a new name, but they have some handicap. Kulam cha vyaditam. Whole family will be affected. Cha eva and all in that only viplavam dukkham anjasa. A serious trouble will fall on them, and we may not be able to cross the trouble also. The problem is viplava. I think that I can just cross over a puddle-like problem, small puddle-like problem, but whereas it is as big as an ocean, I cannot cross the troubled ocean. So viplavam dukkham anjasa. Though you have devotion to God, mentally you are very much attached to God, but if the procedure has a lapse, then you have to suffer. So this is. Then again, you will lose money instead of what you call the earning money is very important in these jobs also. We don't dedicate ourselves very much, and therefore we are partially we dedicate. So we are interested in money earning. So the money gets what you call reduced. Vitta hani. Vitta meaning money. Tamil kuda vitta selling வாங்க. So you need money to sell and buy. So vittam in Sanskrit is money. Vitta hani. So bank balance will get reduced. Without your knowing. That is, today, unfortunately, some hoax call comes and then you release the OTP. Why did you release OTP? I ask you. But you said, I did it without my own intention. I didn't want to give OTP, but I said gave OTP. So entire amount, few lakhs or few thousands are wiped out from your account with the harming. Look at this situation today. So Visheshena Kuryatam Alayasya. At home also you must perform perfectly. It is not that only in the temple you should perform perfectly and escape from home. So at home also, that means cha is there. The word cha, letter cha, meaning and. There's a beautiful and in Valmiki Ramayanam as well as Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, where the cha has a particular meaning. Even and has got a meaning. Whereas in English and there is no meaning. It means only also. That's all. So alayasya cha meaning at griham also. Grihasya cha. So when you are not supposed to do anything wrong at home also. This is a beauty in what we call chakara chamatkaraha in Sanskrit. Even using a single letter, what is called indeclinable, it has got a deep meaning. One example from Ramayana is Valmiki asked Narada, I want a person today, now I want to see him. Yes, some person who has got 16 qualities, endowed with 16 qualities. He gives a list of 16. So first word, dharmagnaha. He must know what is polity, what is righteousness, what is rule, what is good administration, what is piety, what is philanthropy. All this meaning, only one word, dharma. English cannot describe all this in one. One word is good. So he must know dharma. That means he must know what is his duty first. So dharmagyaha meaning one who knows his duty, right? So Rama was possessing all the 16 qualities, then actual Ramayanam continued. Whereas Dharmajnascha, cha, and meaning, he must know what is adharma. How to tell lies, he must know. But you must not tell lies. You must know how to assess people who are telling lies. You must find out whether one is a liar or a true speaker. Otherwise, I mean, you are not having the knowledge. So, dharmajnascha, adharmajnascha. Knowing what is adharma, what is wrong, then we don't commit that wrong. So then, na kuryat tantra sankaryam. Repetitively, Vedanta Deshika says, no mix-up of traditions. Sankaryam. Sankaraha means mixture. Sankaryam is mixture, mixing up. So, Tantra Sankaryam. So, just now I said Panchatan, I mean Pancharatram. This is only Tantram. Tantram is procedure, process. The process must not be mixed from one Radhanta, Siddhanta to another Siddhanta. The priest should constantly update his knowledge by reading again and again Pancharatra Parayana. His thought should not deviate from his book, the book called Pancharatra. He must be always engaged, busy in reading. Every day when we read Ramayana, we get sometimes new meaning. And sometimes from scholars, we know better things. That is why I go to Parayanam of Ramayanam every time. Ramayanam contains 24,000 slokas. So 23,000 slokas we recite and come away. We forget them. But 23,000 we cannot remember. So we can forget them. But special words are noted there where some words are given further explanation which we do not know. So remember those meanings. Pancharatra Parayanaha, a man should be busy with this. And he must remember that no mix-up of traditions. Punaha, again, pratishtha kartavya. Supposing there was a lapse, there was a lacuna, then you must replenish the whole temple, renovate the whole temple. Painting the walls, then again by punyaha vachanam, purification, right, you must make them holy again. So pratishtha kartavya. Even a figure, we already saw, even a figure may face a handicap, some defect in the limbs. Then I told you in the previous session, kritaha chet, then if it is done, then there will be no tantra sankara. There will be no procedure mix. That's all. So with this iti, the prayashchitta adhyaya, the what you call the remedial chapter. So tatraiva siddhanta bhedam vistarena pratipadya anantaram uchyate. So when we read any book deeply and understand it clearly, then we will understand the difference between siddhantas. Of course, the priest must be aware of reading Padma Samhita, Ishvara Samhita, and then Parameshwara Samhita. Now, for example, one example will be Ramanujacharya's Brahma Sutra Bhashyam. Brahma Sutra is 542 in number. What we call a piti aphorism is called a sutra, meaning a formula, a short, even within 5 words. The sentence will not be more than 5 words. Maximum, I think, 5 words. There are 542. And when we want to understand according to our tradition, Sri Vaishnava tradition of Sri Ramanujacharya, then we must read Shankaracharya's tradition. We must understand Adi Shankaracharya's commentary on Bhashyam. Today they started to call it also Sri Bhashyam. Sri Bhashyam is only for Ramanujacharya. Adi Shankaracharya has written Shankara Bhashyam. His Bhashyam commentary is called Shankara Bhashyam. So Purva Paksha is not enough. Reading Purvapaksha itself is available in Ramanujacharya's Sri Bhashya, but it is not enough. And not only that, you have to read Madhvacharya's Bhashya. That means you must know Advaitam, you must know Dvaitam, then understand clearly Vishishtadvaita. See, in order to understand our own tradition, we have to read other books also. And understand their fallacy, their mistakes. The arguments are rather futile. They must be understood. In the same way, even here, the four Siddhantas must be studied, and then we will understand there is a little difference, and that difference cannot be cemented. They cannot be made one. Somebody asked me, my neighbor once asked me, an 80-year-old gentleman, can you not have a pragmatic view of three, Advaitam, Dvaitam and Vishishtadvaitam, and make it one? Because we always fight with each other. We fight on principles. We get money out of it also for fighting. At the same time, we must not do that. I mean, why should we not fight? In the sense, we will not waste our time on other materialistic things other than God. So we will be always spiritual in thought, and therefore we have to fight with each other. It is not, of course, a brawl. It's not a brawl. It's not a street fight. It is an intellectual fight based upon pramanas. You must provide proofs for your argument. Otherwise, you are dismissed. So here, Mahaperiyava, the Kanchipuram Shankaracharya, has already held and said it as a secret to many Vaishnavas that Vishishtadvaita is the summum bonum of the philosophy, whereas my philosophy is not good. It is not the end in itself. When the great people have accepted, why should we deny our own? So now, Shastra, Mantra, Kriyadina, Murtinam Bhavanasya cha. So it is said in detail here. Siddhanta Vedam Vistarena Pratipadya, after having detailed explanation of the differences between the traditions, now it is Anantaram. Afterwards, Uchyate, it is being said now. What? Shastra, so read the books. Then Mantra, the spells, the Vedic sentences. Then Kriya, the action, the real action, practical application. Adinam, etc. There are more things available. Murtinam. So you must remember the figure also, the divine figure, what we call Divya Mangala Vigraha. Bhavanasya. We said Prasada earlier, now we say Bhavana. Bhavanam generally meaning place of residence. So Bhavanasya cha, Deshikasya cha abhijnatas. So you must know your guide also. You must choose a good guide. You cannot choose a bad guide. You must understand. But the preceptor also will choose you as a student. If you are not a good student, he will not choose you. So you have to prove that you are a good student. And therefore, we have a word in Sanskrit called adhikari. If you are a teacher, you must be an adhikari, meaning the right RAGHT, which is assessed by your knowledge, deep knowledge. Second is the Shishya Adhikari. The student also should be interested, have aptitude to learn. Aptitude, not only attitude, aptitude to learn. Deeply interested in learning from the Deshika. Deshika meaning guide. So Deshikasya, Abhijatasya. The problem is, Bhagavad Gita says, Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Bhrashtobi Jayate. Meaning, even in a family of good people, a wrong person is born. Rather, a sinful person is born. What you call one who decries rules, one who disobeys rules, one who scoffs at the rules, one who is Nastika, one who doesn't believe in God. He may be born in a good family also. Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Bhratto Vijayat. Now, the opposite is in a very bad family, a family which has no tradition of what we call belief in God. There may be a good person. So both of them are possible. But here, this teacher himself is Abhijatas. He has a family tradition, good family tradition. Abhijataha means well born. In the sense, B-O-R-N, well born in the sense, you can even say Jayamana Katakshaha. What is the example? Prahlada and Dhruva. You can take any child, for example. So Prahlada was instructed in the womb of the mother, Kayadu. Kayadu was the mother. Narada was telling the story, and the child in the womb was hearing. So again, even Abhimanyu, Arjuna's son, heard halfway through how to enter into the vyuha arrangement of the army in a war. He could understand. But how to come out of the view opposing the enemies, the mother started sleeping, and the story was not heard by the child in the womb, Arjuna's wife. So therefore, Abhimanyu lost his knowledge to come out. It was unfortunate that a 17-year-old boy was killed by 6 heroes at a time. They couldn't escape. So this is of course fate. The promise of Lord Krishna was to save 5 Pandavas, no other relative. And each one of them was unique in the devotion towards Lord Krishna. That's all. That's all. So yatha purvam parigraha. So parigraha, acceptance. So yatha purvam, as you did earlier, that means you approached the preceptor earlier. So you remember he is a qualified preceptor. Therefore, either you see another similar qualified preceptor or take the same preceptor. If he is old or if he has gone away. So tathaiva yavat kalam tu na achartavyam tatu anyatha. As long as you get the preceptor, till you get the preceptor, you have to follow what you know already. Of course, perfectly. So tathaiva yavat kalam. Supposing you are getting delayed in getting a preceptor, in approaching a preceptor, then wait, read the book again, find out the inner meaning. Then, otherwise, you are not supposed to do anything new, fresh, deviating from the book that you study. The teacher's instructions are very important. They have to be verbatim followed in letter and spirit. Next page. So this will go on up to 1:30. I mean, is it auto? ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ So she is taking leave now. So okay. So viparite krite cha atra raja rashtradi anartha krite tatas samacharet yatnat pratishtham prak prakarta. Now this is again a negative statement. Viparite krite, when the opposed view has been taken into consideration. Atra here, Raja Rashtradi Anarthakrite. It will do harm to the kingdom as well as the kingdom. Tataha Samacharete. Therefore, later on, Tataha Samacharete Yatnat. So with great efforts, one has to follow Pratishtham, the established procedure. Prak Prakashata. What Prak Prakarata, as it was done earlier, just like the previous process. Prak previous prakara process. Tataha Siddhanta Sankanyam na achartavyam krita atmabhihi. A repetition of the principle again and again. So don't mix up the traditions. Again, yadyat ishtatamam loke purva siddha avirodhitat pratigrahyam atha anyonyam viruddham santyajet buddha. So we are now called scholars, Buddha. Buddha is also a planet. Tomorrow is Wednesday. So Wednesday is called Buddha. Buddha Var in Hindi, Buddha Vasaraha Sant. Buddha means scholar. Educated person is called Buddha. Buddha meaning realized soul. One who has understood the God. So what should we do is, you should not aspire for something which we like. There is something called most favorite action. So because it is most favorite action, we cannot follow. Yat whatever, yat which, then mean whichever or whatever. Ishtatamam, I like something. That is the most liked one. Ishtatamam, superlative degree. Loke in this world. So I like something in this world. I like most something in this world. I want to introduce that into the procedure of the temple. So no. If it is opposed to the Purva tradition, the previous tradition. Purva previous is that the what we call Siddhanta principle. Avirodhi, if it is not antonym to, if it is not anti to the previous, what you like, what you most like. Tat pratigrahyam. So suppose you accept it, then atha anyonyam viruddham santyajet buddha. So the first half up to pratigrahyam is, if it is not opposed to, if it is not contrary to the previous tradition, you can take it because you like it most. But if it is viruddham, if it is opposite, then anyonyam viruddham, it is mutually opposite. Atha then santyajet buddha. You must give it up. A scholar will give it up. Buddha, a scholar, an educated man, a man of letters, we say. A man of letters will give it up if it is opposed to. Iti evam kalottare. That is sometime later. What will happen? Chaturvida puja nirnaya adhyaya. So you say today is different from the ancient days, and therefore we can adopt this procedure. Suppose you say that. What is to be done? Chaturvida puja nirnaya adhyaya. There are 4 types of worship. Chaturvida. Chatur 4 vida type. Puja worship. Nirnaya deciding. So in the Adhyaya chapter, to decide among the 4 types of worship. Then Vaidikaihi, Tantrikaihi va api, Shrautaihi va api dvijottama, Swayam vyaktetu bhavane, Mishraihi va devam archayet. I think it's Rishyadi Pujite. It is not Ripyadi, it might be Rishyadi. Rishyadi Pujite sthane, Paramparya Kramam Mina, Vishesham Nacharet Kinchit, Raja Rashtra Samurdhaye. So we saw 4 types of puja. How are there 4 types of puja? It depends on the 4 types of temples. So Vaidikaihi, people who know scriptures, scholars in scriptures. By the people who know the scriptures very well. who have understood deeply. Tantrikaihi, those who know the procedure perfectly, in the sense there is what you call Tantra. Tantra is the name of a type of a temple. So Tantrikaihi. Their concentration is more on procedure than on the scriptures. That's the meaning. So Tantrikaihi va api. Then Shrautaihi. Shruti meaning scripture. Shrautaha meaning again a scriptural scholar. But there is a difference. I am a Vishishtadvaita Vedic scholar. You are the Advaita Vedic scholar. Then there will be a difference. So you have what you call Shrauta, Smarta. So there is a little difference between Veda and Shrauta. Both are same in many aspects. Both are similar in many aspects. But Veda is called Shruti. Shruti, from the word Shruti, Shrauta came. But again, there is a little difference. So now three types of temples now. Vaidikaihi, Tantrikaihi, Shrautaihi. There are three types of temples. Then again you have Swayam Vyakta temple, fourth type. So Dvijotama, or best twice born, we say, oh, best Brahmin. Best Brahmin meaning a man initiated in the spiritual path. That means he understands scriptures. And again, he understands these differences between scriptures and so on. So, Swayam Vyakte, when it is a self-manifest temple, like we saw the 8 temples, Keshav Swami also gave it in the notes, chat. So, Swayam Vyakte tu Bhavane. So, in the temple where the self-manifest God is available, then Mishraihi Va, there are fifth type also is there. So, all mixed one to one. Today, in USA or in any other country, even here, there are temples where all the gods are installed. Mahavishnu, Lord Shiva, Brahma, Kartikeya, Vinayaka, Mahalakshmi, Shakti, then Sai Baba. So many gods have been installed in one temple in order to cater to the needs of the people as well as for commercial purpose. So Mishraihi, the word Mishraihi is mixed temples. Chidambaram, Shiva and Vishnu. Right? In T Nagar of Chennai, Tyagaraja Nagar of Chennai, we have Shiva Vishnu temple. Most of them are, many are there, Shiva Vishnu temple. And they quote the scripture like this: Sabrahma Sashiva Saharisendra Sokshara Paramaswarat. But whereas we say Sabrahma Sashiva Sendra, we leave out the word Hari. Not that we delete Vishnu here, but Sabrahma Sashiva Sendra Sokshara Paramaswarat. Everywhere they quote this line from scriptures. And they change over to adding one word Sri, Hari, Sahari. We say the meaning of the word Shiva is auspicious. We don't say Lord Shiva. Shiva meaning auspicious God. Any God is auspicious. Dravida Patha and not Andhra Patha. So what is Andhra Patha? You can tell. So again, sixth type will be Mishraihi va Devam Archayetu, one must worship God. Devam God, Archayetu worship. The next one, sixth one is Rishyadi Pujite. Sages are worshipped. Many temples, even Divya Kshetras sung by Mangala Shasanam of Alvars, the 12 apostles of Sri Vaishnavism. We have Markandeya Maharishi and so many other sages worshipping in the temple. They have their figure also in the Sanctum Sanctorum. The sage's figure is there in every sanctum sanctorum also, in such temples. So Rishyadi Pujite. Clear pan. And every time they say, for example, I went recently to Tirupullanai, called in Tamil Tirupullani, Adi Jagannatha Perumal. We have three sages, Kanvar Maharishi, Malava Maharishi, something like three sages are there to worship. So a group of sages are worshipping. That's why Rishyadi Pujite. Adi is there, etc. So many sages have worshipped the Lord. Sthane, in that place, namely, Paramparya Kramam Vina. This is what you must understand. So it was not a traditional one. It was not an ancient one. But today they have added. Sages have worshipped. Recently means recently. Recently means just a few thousand years ago. Whereas you take a temple called self-manifest temple like Srirangam. We got it in Treta Yuga. Not this Yuga, this Kali Yuga. Treta Yuga, when Rama lived. Treta. Dwapara Yuga is when Krishna lived. So Paramparya Kramam Mina. Some temples are 100 years old. For example, Venugopala Krishnan temple in Malleshwaram, Bangalore is just 300 years old. They claim they have a pride that it is 300 years old because we have got 10-year-old temple also. So Vishesham na acharet. You cannot do peculiar puja because it is new. Because it is a new temple recently established, consecrated. Vishesham na acharet. There is nothing special about it. Na acharet should not follow. Why? Kinchit Raja Rashtra Samad. You must keep in mind, the priest must keep in mind that the development is his aim of the kingdom and the king. The leader of the nation, Raja, and Rashtra, the nation, his goal must be to develop the prosperity of the kingdom and the people. The temples are the fulcrum of development in the nation. That all people should understand. If all people do not understand that why temples are constructed, then there is no meaning for the temple.
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्
कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய.